Okay, today is, I think it's the 19th, 5 o'clock p.m.-ish. Any rate, I just left this repair, and as soon as I go in the door, there's no striker, and this is for a landlord, so it's occupied by a tenant. The back door has no metal piece that goes up against the wall for when the striker goes through to have something metal besides wood to create the lock. And I keep kick-proof plates. It's not just a regular striker, it's a lot of metal that catches stud with the long screws or whatnot. So I put those in. I don't even put the regular strikers in. I put those in. I keep them in the car. So I called the property manager. I'm like, hey, look, I don't feel good about this. Let's, for a discounted price, let me go on and do this so I can feel good. And we both can feel good about this, because I don't, there's obviously kids here in this house. Even if it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It's a mother here. Even if it wasn't, it's a person renting here who needs this peace of mind of when I lock my door, I don't have to worry about somebody kicking it in. So I come there for a toilet repair and a bathroom door that has screws that have wobbled out and caused it to be ajar to the point where it won't close. Long story short, I had to shade the door down to get it to close. A little massaging, boom, boom, boom. And I'm trying to hurry up and leave this place because I'm just like, I'm trying to be in and out. And I fixed the toilet, boom, got that. Then that was the fast thing I fixed. Then I come to the back door and I'm working on that, and it's just like, okay, trying to get this thing to line up, have to, because the plate is a little thick, so if the door closes flush, for weather stripping or whatever. I mean, some doors, they close real flush. Long story short, I had to shave down some of the exterior door to get the plate to match in so it wouldn't hinder the door from closing flush. So fix that. And then, like, hey, did you get the bathroom door? I'm like, I totally forgot. So on my way back to the bathroom door, I see two kids outside. Matter of fact, while I was going in and out, there was these kids. There were these kids outside playing. Okay, I was trying not to get distracted, but there was these kids outside playing or whatever, and I was about to do a handstand because it was the girls, they was trying to be cheerleader or whatever, and I was about to do a handstand. I was like, let me chill out, let me stop playing, let me go on and get this work done and get on up out of here. So, but when I came back, I left, and the property manager was like, did you get the bathroom door? So I come back, and so one of the girls was fussing with a boy, and the boy is like about to throw his stuff down and they finna fight. And I'm just like, no, Black lives gotta matter to us. Y'all gotta chill out. No, this ain't finna happen. Sorry. Learn to be friends. It's okay. And guess what? If you can't be friends, just go on home. You go to your house and you go to yours. You ain't got nothing to say to each other. So they squashed it, they let it go. I was glad to be there to intercede. But I realized sometimes God won't let you go from a place and will do things to keep you there because you got purpose there. Man, boom, soon as I, did that with the kids, maybe 30 minutes later, I'm out. Shaved the door down, cleaned up, put everything back, and then the doggone because when I was massaging the wall, I was tapping the door jamb with a hammer to get it to push back some and shaving the door down, so it was a compromise between the two. So hitting the hammer on the wall caused the vent to fall down in the shower. I'm like, what in the world is this? I'm like, oh, it's a hole in the wall. I'm like, oh. Now look at the shower, it's a vent covered. I'm like, so of course I just went on and screwed that back in. I was like, I'm not even charged 2 screws, whatever. I'm not trying to nickel and dime my customers, but at the same time, I ain't gonna let them know, hey, look, you failed, I hooked you up. Not to throw it up in somebody's face, but just to let them know that you are getting extra. Because sometimes people want to feel like they're getting something extra. And it's always good customer service to do that. And I realized, like, with the kids being there, somebody, you know, slammed the door, throwing a tantrum, that thing could have fell out the wall and hit them on the foot or whatever, because you're in the bathroom naked. You know, if you're in the tub, you washing naked. And, you know, that metal piece of vent come out the wall and just boom, hit somebody. I know if they hit my kid, I'd be mad. And that's how I look when I go into properties. I think, what if these were my kids? And that was the whole thing. It was just like, I treated those kids like they was my own kids. Even though I didn't do the handstand, which I was tempted to do, but you know, the rush of trying to hurry up and finish. For whatever reason, I don't like being out after dark. I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, it don't matter, but I know I don't like being out working at least after dark. Unnecessary information, but I was just like, wow, this is crazy. And I'm gonna just say this, and it even ministered to me, like, well, a person to whom I'm assigned, God was like, I'm not letting you go from this situation just because you getting frustrated by all the stuff you got to do for it. It's just, I blessed you to do it, so do it. You got the skills, you got the resources, you got the talent. Just do it. It's you know, you so busy trying to get the stage next that you can't enjoy stage now. And I had a conversation with the mother of my youngest child, and she's married, and you know, no desire to reconnect or anything. Total respect. I love her husband. He's like the bomb.com when dealing with my daughter. I mean, just all respect. But you know, it was just a co-parenting conversation at a function, because ordinarily I don't have nothing to say to her other than, you know, hey, I'm on the way to grab my daughter. Hey, can you keep her for X, Y, and Z? You know, whatever the little things are or what have you. And so it's like really not much to say, not even on a negative energy or anything. It's just out of respect. You moving on. Only thing we got to talk about is our daughter. So boom, we talking about our daughter, and I just told her, I said, hey, look, I'm so thankful to be able to be present in the moment, to be able to enjoy the right now. And her son with her husband is right there, and he's a very funny little kid, and he always playing or whatever. So you know, everybody just synergizing and playing or whatever. But the conversation that speared off of the now was like, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid anymore of. And she was like, what are you not afraid of anymore? And I was just like, I'm not afraid to live right now in the present. I'm not afraid of who is using me. I'm not afraid of being used anymore. I'm not afraid of going through trials and tribulations. I'm not afraid of, and I said this before, I'm not afraid of being used anymore. I'm not afraid of who's going to leave. I'm not afraid of who I'm told I cannot entertain. I'm not afraid of walking away from people that are not for me. I'm not afraid of walking away from jobs. I'm not afraid to sacrifice for my kids in terms of it's just cut off time for work, and it's time to play, and it's time to be daddy, and it's time to, you know, live, like really live. It's time to just, hey, we finna go down to the country and ride motorcycles, or we finna, you know what, we got trails in the neighborhood, we finna go ride these motorcycles in the neighborhood, or whatever we were gonna do. I'm not afraid of letting my kids make mistakes, letting them fail and helping them get back up. I'm not afraid of having a mate and giving her the vulnerability and freedom and safety to fall apart and me hold her together. Even if I don't get my needs met at the moment, I know that I'll be satisfied with me being the one there for her, so that she can be safe as she is able to have that moment of humanity, of vulnerability, of I don't have to be Superwoman right now. And I can just pass the torch and let you be Superman for me long enough for me to at least be a woman again. And that even ministered to myself, because I'm not afraid of what life has to offer me anymore. Good, bad, and indifferent. Because what I do know, God has really grown me up. And that was really what started the conversation. She was like, what you been doing? I'm like, growing up. Like, what does that mean? And that's what they came. That was the culmination of conversation that was transferred to her. So even in this job, it was like a growing up moment of saying, okay, maybe I don't play with the kids doing a handstand or whatever, but what I am going to do is I'm not going to let these kids fight. And even after I left, when I finished, because both of them were still outside. The boy was outside and the girl was outside. And I told him, I said, hey, look, I'm proud of y'all. You didn't have to listen to me, but you did. And then I drove up the street and I saw the boy and I told him, hey, I'm proud of you. And I told him, I said, hey, remember, learn at a young age, because you're probably going to have a wife one day. Let them talk. You can walk away. You don't have to sit there and take it. You can go to your house. But a man is not a man when he can put his hands on a woman. And it just felt so good to minister to those kids, whether they got a dad or not. That's not my business. It just felt good to minister to those kids. Even if it did take me a little longer to finish the job, just to be there at that moment, just to impart something, to say somebody along the way cared enough to impart this and plant that seed and let God do his thing from thereafter. Let me tell y'all something. Love ain't love if it ain't the action for the other person. And if you so selfish that you got to do your thing every day, all day, it's a sad life for you. Sometimes you're blessed to be a blessing for somebody else. Whether it's the information that you have, the skill set that you have, the awareness that you have to recognize whatever's going on. Don't go through this world selfish. Learn to just love and let that be enough. It's only enough when you spend time with God long enough to let him love you. Enough so it pours out to somebody else. And that's the biggest thing I've learned. I got to spend time with God. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh God, I don't want to be up right now. But you know what? You finna tell me how this day finna go down. You finna tell me what I need to do for this day. You finna tell me the grace I'm gonna get, the mercy I'm gonna get, the people who gonna act however they gonna act. But you love me enough that every day you prepare me and let me know what's going on. So I get up and I fill myself up with his word and love, and I keep pushing. And it gives me enough to make it through that day and give something to somebody else. So love God first so he can love you and you love yourself, and then they can pour out to love somebody else. Grow up. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, I thought as a child, I understood as a child. But when I became a grown-up, I put away childish things. First, I see myself dimly as in a mirror, but then I see myself as I am known. And that's the real love. So you can see yourself as you are known, so you can grow up without having to be chastised into growing up. And God loves you enough, even as an adult, to chastise you into the development that you need to be profitable for yourself and then the kingdom. Peace of mind extends just what's going on at my house. When you pass by stuff that moves you and you don't do it, can you really say you got peace by moving forward from that? When you know you shoulda, coulda, woulda, did. God bless you. Grow up.